All right. Welcome, welcome. We are going to get ourselves going here. So in terms of props, I definitely recommend having maybe a block nearby or even a pillow to start with. We will start laying down on our backs. So if you want, if you don't have a bolster at home, you can always take a pillow long ways down your spine or even just like a big old couch pillow and just lay so that your upper spine is propped up, maybe about mid ribs up. But I'll go ahead and demonstrate that in just a moment. So just grab something around you to get comfortable. We have a nice slow flow today. So let's get going. So again, grabbing your pillow, or if you have a bolster, great. Just lay down. Make sure that your hips are staying grounded here though. As you land onto your back, maybe you take your arms out to goalpost. Planting your feet flat, maybe the knees fall into one another. We're just gonna be here for a moment. Softening, settling, and arriving here. Take a slow, deep inhale. And a slow, full exhale. Ask yourself why you showed up for this practice. What does your body need from this time on the mat, however short it may be? Let those answers form your intention of being here. Let your intention keep you present. And with that in mind, bring your focus into your breath. Take a deep inhale. And a slow exhale. I invite you to count the length of the inhales and exhales. And work to a slow 5 or 6 count breath. Let the forehead release any tension. Let the jaw soften, the tongue be heavy as you gift yourself with this time to breathe. Notice if the mind is wandering in this stillness. Let your mind refocus back on your intention for these final few breaths. As you continue to breathe deeply, begin to wiggle your fingers, begin to wiggle toes. Maybe you start to rock your head side to side, lift the eyebrows. Blink your eyes open for a moment as you take a big good morning stretch. Extend your legs long, stretch your arms high overhead. Deep inhale, find that length. And then exhale. Bring your arms down beside you. Bend the knees, plant your feet flat to the mat. Depending on your elevation here, you may want to lower a little bit. Hips will stay grounded, arms will sweep up. On your inhale, lift the arms up, being mindful that the ribs and core stay activated. And exhale, pull the arms down. And continue to flow here, arms lift. And exhale, arms lower. Just tuning in into the upper body, into the shoulders. Let's mix this up here. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you cactus, pull your elbows wide. Reach up overhead, inhale. And exhale, let the arms come down beside you. We'll just do one more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms, gold post. Inhale, arms, sweep. Exhale, arms, pull down. You can take hand to heart, hand to belly here. Pause for a moment, recall your intention, breathe it in. And then very gently, take your feet to the width of your mat. Take your arms down beside you here and start to windshield wiper the legs right and left. Being soft here, not trying to open too much. The next time your knees land to the right, pause there, gently rolling over onto the right. Let your head rest on the arm here, giving yourself a breath. Slow inhale and a slow exhale. Start to press yourself to an upright seat, and we'll meet in an upright seat. So maybe take your pillow with you and you adjust so that you can sit on your pillow. Just an option though, you do not have to. You can bring soles of the feet to touch if you'd like a little space, or just cross the legs. Let the arms rest down beside you. Let's start with some shoulder rolls. So we just swept the arms up and down, and now just sort of smoothing out that movement, adding in some protraction, retraction here, reaching shoulders forward, up and back, tuning into the shoulder blades, gliding around the spine. Take one more here. And then release with the shoulders back. Drop your right ear to right shoulder and then stretch your left fingers off to the side. Inhale. And a slow exhale. Option to take your right hand on top of your head and continue to breathe here. Recall your intention, breathe it in. And if the hand on the head is just a little too much, you can just let it rest in the lap. Take one more breath here. Slowly bring your head upright and take a couple shoulder rolls in the middle, evening out here. And then start to drop left ear to left shoulder. Stretch your right fingers off to the side. And notice, maybe one side of the neck feels a little bit more tense than the other. And just bring in that awareness to your body and breathe into it, accepting your body as you are in this moment. And if you'd like to intensify ever so gently, land your left hand on top of the head. Left hand will press down onto your right ear, pulling gently left ear to left shoulder. And again, if this is too much for you with the hand on top of the head, just let it relax down. We're almost out of this. A few more breaths here. Final full inhale here. And exhale. Slowly bring the head up. Bring both hands to the knees or the thighs, a few shoulder rolls. And then we'll get a little bit more into the side body. Sweep your arms straight up overhead. Flip your palms up and take your right wrist, the right fingers around left wrist. Lift your left wrist up, trying to press the palm higher to the ceiling. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, lift up and over gently, finding a stretch through the body. Very light crunching on the side here. Keep thinking of lifting up and over. Take another inhale and exhale. Release both arms down, coming back to center. We're going to change up our side bend. So this time, take your right hand and instead of overhead, plant it down to the floor. Now, if you're feeling a little wobbly, maybe you take a block down first so you don't have as far to reach. Let your hand land on a block and then inhale, sweep. Left arm up and over. Ground into your left hip as you lift up, going as far as feels comfortable for you. Maybe you feel good to bend all the way over. Just keep going, going, going. Inhale. And then as you exhale, pull yourself back up. You can transfer block to the other side, but we will start with our overhead reach. Inhale, arms lift high. Flip the palms up. Take your left fingers, grabbing for right wrist, and then your main goal here is pressing up. And through that press up, you find a slight tilt over here. Grounding down, hug the core in, lift up and over, lengthen through the spine, soften the forehead, the jaw. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. Finding that lift, thinking more about coming up and out of the right side instead of crunching down on the left. One more breath. Then bring yourself upright and release the arms down. Sending your left hand now off to your block or the floor if you're feeling good, reaching down for it. Sweep your right fingers high up, inhale. And then take this as far as you'd like to go. If you feel you have it in you, keep going, keep going. As far as feels comfortable. Once you start to feel that stretch, pause there, breathe into it. Don't try to push yourself beyond it. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, bring yourself on up. And we'll start with a couple seated cow-cats, starting nice and teeny tiny, hands on knees. For this, I want you to think more upper body. Pull the shoulders back, inhale, chest forward, gaze up, open up your heart space. And then as you exhale, just roll the shoulders forward, tuck the chin. Inhale, shoulders back, chest forward, gaze up. Exhale, shoulders back, tuck the chin. One more, inhale, shoulders back, gaze up. Exhale, roll forward, tuck the chin, and then bring yourself to a nice tall seat. Take your block or book, whatever you got going on, pillow, set it to the top of your mat. Adjusting yourself into a tabletop position. You can roll right over the legs, or you can adjust. I'm on my pillow, so I'm gonna adjust up and over, and then remove the pillow. I'll set it towards the top of my mat, and then landing and adjusting myself back into my tabletop. Once you're here, landing strong, I want you to tune into lengthening the spine. Drive your tailbone back. Feel the crown of the head pull forward. And if you need a little more space here, walk your feet back. Maybe legs a little bit wider here. Drop the belly down. Inhale. Pausing in this cow pose. Nice big cow pose. Legs wide if you need it. Shoulders pulled back. Gaze up. Inhale. Exhale. Press the floor away. Tucking and rounding. And maybe your rounding, again, is mostly just chin tucking. Spine staying long. Or maybe you're getting that tuck all the way down. Inhale. Drop the belly. Arch. Gaze up. Exhale. Press and tuck and round. So continue to flow through this. I'm going to take myself back to that standard tabletop, but if you need wider legs here, go for it. And keep arching and rounding. We'll take two more. And after your next exhale, pause in a neutral spine. Tuck your toes and start to lift your hips up for your downward facing dog. And if hips high isn't for you, you can always stay in tabletop. But maybe you do go ahead and get the toes tucked just so you feel like you're there. Pressing into hands, pressing into feet here. Take a deep inhale. Full exhale. Start to bend your knees. Take your feet wide here. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. So widen the legs, bend your knees so you've got some space. Relax down into a ragdoll here. Maybe you swaying the hip side to side. Maybe you just stay in stillness. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Have your hands down. And if a forward fold isn't feeling good today, then lengthen your spine here. Deep breath. If wrists are sensitive, you can come onto some fists here. Take another inhale. Exhale, soften, melt down. Walk back out to a plank pose. Now, if you need a little support in this plank, take a wide kneed supported plank. Or if you're feeling strong, tune into the arms. Press the floor away with the arms. Engage the legs back. Now make sure that you're holding your core up and in, finding those abdominal engagement here, finding that activation instead of just sucking the belly in. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knees open wide and then walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Again, feet can be wide here. Maybe you grab a block, hands on the block for a nice long spine, or you can stay folded down. Start to ground into your feet. Take a deep inhale, half lift if you did fold. Exhale, melt down. And then slowly inhale, half lift. Ground into your feet, bend your knees, lift the body up. Inhale, arms reach high. And exhale, take your hands to heart center. Let's take one hand to heart, one hand to belly while I lift my camera up here. And we'll take 2 slow, deep breaths here. Feeling that connection to your heart, to your belly. Inhale. Big exhale. You can sway if it feels nice or just stand still, lifting the heart up. One more, inhale. Slow exhale. Rounding strong into feet, inhale, arms sweep high. Hands heart center, exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, hands heart center. We'll add on. Inhale, arms sweep high. Grab your left wrist with the right hand, flipping the palm up. So just like what we did when we were seated, palm will be up. Press it up, inhale, and then find a tilt up and over to your right. Finding length, inhale, tilt. Now, if you want feet wider, is gonna give you some more stability. So if you have your big toes touching or feet a little narrow, and you're feeling a little wobbly here, take them a bit wider. Inhale, sink, stretching, lifting up through the side, and then come up to center, hands heart center. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, release your arms down. Sweep the arms high, inhale. As you exhale, left hand to right wrist, reach the right palm up to the ceiling, find your tilt up and over. Just make sure you're not curving and crushing down, but staying lifted, tilted, inhale. Exhale, sink, 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 reach up, inhale. Hands heart center, exhale. Sweep your arms up high, inhale. As you exhale, hands come through heart center. Bend your knees, sending your hips back. Slowly lowering, hands land on your block, or they can come to the ground. But once you're down there, if you'd like, take your full forward fold. Otherwise, inhale, half lift. Find that length. And then exhale, heel toe your feet all the way wide on the mat and sway your hips lower down to your malasana, your yogi squat. Or maybe once you take hands down to the ground, you transition your block under your bottom and you land in a seat. Bring your palms to face forward, your arms to the inside of your legs. Roll your shoulders back. Sit with this nice, strong, open position. Allow yourself to be receptive in this moment. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Maybe you want to stretch the neck here, dropping, alternating ears down. Then roll the shoulders back, lift your heart up. Take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Feel your connection to you. Inhale, to your body. Everything going on inside. Breathe through, exhale. Slow inhale. And a nice big exhale. Keep the breath that steady. Start to blink your eyes open. From here, plant hands down. Remove the block if you sat on it. Hands can come to the block here. Bring your feet hip distance and then step your left foot back. Might be a little narrow, but landing the left foot back, coming up to your high press and lunge. Your options are hands to thigh, lifting up, then arms sweep up. Or if you feel good, take it all in one motion here. Lift up, drop the hips low. And again, find that activation of core up and in instead of just sucking in. Find the abdominals and keep them activated. Inhale here and exhale. Let's take an open arm twist. So take your right arm to the back, arms wide open. Maybe you're mostly staying forward here. That's fine. Maybe you find a little bit of a twist, but this side might be a bit tight with our thigh right there. So just landing, breathing. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, left arm back, open arm twist. Keep the hip drawing fairly far forward. Breathe. Inhale, arms high. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Maybe your hands transition to the thigh, but we're coming up to our forward fold. So hands can reach to the block or to the floor, step wide. Take a breath here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Landing in your lunge, it can be shallow. If you're feeling a little wobbly, take hands to the thigh and then inhale, arms sweep up. Pause here, tuning in, feel your activation. Your legs are strong, supporting you. Your core is hugging up and in, finding the abdominals wrapping in. Inhale, exhale. Coming into our twist here. Inhale, left arm goes back and tune in. Think of the upper body here is moving and just see what happens as you transition more through the torso. Maybe you kind of get stuck. That's okay. Just go as far as you can. Breathe into it. Inhale, arms float back up and exhale, right arm goes out. Try to keep the right hip forward, keeping the body strong, grounded, squeezing into the middle. Last breath here. Inhale, arms up, and we're coming back to that forward fold. Maybe hands come through the thigh or reach straight for your block and step up and take a breath. All right, we're gonna mix that up. So inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Ground down, hands can travel through the thigh or reach straight up. From here, you're dropping low. We're gonna strengthen. So drive your toes in, drive your front heel back. I want you to feel your inner thighs fire up. Feel that strength there. So squeezing everything in, hold here and breathe. 3 counts, 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, keep squeezing your legs in. You should feel this front right glute strong. You should be on your 3rd breath here. And then taking a nice inhale. Let's open up gently to warrior 2. Maybe you take a little more shallow of a stance, ground strong into your feet. Let the hips soften, maybe even angle them a little more forward instead of nice wide and dumping from your warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach your arms up, squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift up, squeeze your inner thighs. Feel that strength. Exhale, sink down. Last one. Inhale, lift up, squeeze. Exhale, sink back down. Pause, flip the front palm. Bring your left hand to your low back to provide some support. Press in, lift up. Inhale, reach as high as you can. And then exhale, take your right hand onto your right thigh and sweep your left arm forward for a nice high extended side angle. Now, if you're feeling you can go low, take it down as low as you'd like to go, but know that you can stop wherever you need to. Grab your block if you need it here. Deep breath. Press into your feet, left hand to your low back. Inhale, sweep your right arm up, and then exhale, warrior 2. From our warrior 2, we're transitioning back to that lunge. Left arm's gonna sweep down. So adjusting here, rotate your left hip in, arms float up. Inhale, exhale, step up to your fold. Half lift, inhale, legs wide. Exhale, step your right foot back. Coming up to your high crescent lunge. We're gonna take our slow deep breaths here, squeezing the inner thighs in. So sinking down nice and low. Squeeze, back toes pull in, front heel pulls back. So you're trying to find a little bit of strengthening through all the releasing that typically will be happening. So find that squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Breathe, inhale. Slow exhale. Inhale. Big exhale. Last one. Inhale, breathe deep. And exhale, settle, inhale. Let's open up warrior 2. Landing in your warrior 2, again, just be mindful. Maybe you want to keep hips a little more forward here. Legs can be wider apart. Inhale. And exhale. Take your right, or we'll flip both palms up to start. Inhale, squeeze your inner thighs as much as you can. Reaching up. Exhale, sink down. 2 more. Inhale. Squeeze your inner thighs, reach your arms high. Exhale, sink. Last one. Inhale, squeeze, lift. Exhale, sink, low. Flip the front palm. Take your right hand to the low back. Inhale, lift your left arm high. And then exhale, bring it down. Left hand to left thigh, right arm sweeps up. Option here, of course, to go lower if your body's feeling great and you feel like you have that in you. Otherwise, if you're just getting stuck here, you can always plant the hand down. Take 1 more breath. Take your right hand to low back, providing you support. Lift up out of your low back as you reach left arm up to the ceiling, and then we'll take arms to warrior two. Now swivel your back heel up, internally rotating to a neutral. Arms high, inhale, and exhale, find your forward fold. Stepping up, let's half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold if you'd like. Press into the feet, rise with bent knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come through, heart center. Take one hand to heart, one hand to belly, finding your connection. Feet ground down, shoulders roll back. Slow inhale, big exhale. 2 more breaths here. Final breath, feeling your connection, your heart. Blink the eyes open. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, big swan dive down. You can take hands through heart center, reaching down for your block or the floor. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, stepping back to your tabletop position. We're gonna come on down, and we're closing with some cow cats here before we make our way onto our back with our pillow under us. So, landing in your tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly. Maybe you pause here for a breath. And then press the floor away, finding as much of a tuck as you can muster around. Pressing the floor away, pause here for a breath. And then drop in the belly, inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Settle into neutral tabletop. And in your tabletop, send your right leg back. Lift the right leg and give your ankle some circles here. Really pressing into the hands, circling the ankle. You can even keep the toe grounded and do some circles with the toe grounded if you need it. And then float your right leg up with an inhale and exhale, knee down. Send the left leg back here. Stretching the left leg out. Give your ankle a little bit of love. And again, if it doesn't feel good, the balance isn't quite there, with it lifted up, you can always keep the toe grounded and circle here. All right, then from here, lift up, inhale, finding just a bit of strength and return to your tabletop. From your tabletop, let's sit to one side of the feet, swinging the legs out in front of you, grab your pillow, and we're gonna lay back onto it. Now, if you need a little bit more elevation and you have both block and pillow, maybe you take a block underneath your pillow so you can be a little more propped up. I'm gonna tilt my camera down just a little bit as we close out here. So once you get yourself situated into a position that's comfortable for you, so maybe you need a few things going on, block long ways, might feel better. Once you're down though, give yourself space here. So bring your feet far from the body. Let the head rest, the arms rest. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let the knees fall over gently to the right. Let the chin fall to the left. Take an inhale here. Full exhale. Bring your head to center. Let the knees fall over to the left, chin to the right. And then bringing yourself back up. Bring the soles of the feet to touch, knees open. Maybe you bring soles of the feet to touch far away from you. And just pause here for a moment. You can also roll up some blankets and put them under the thighs on either side if you want to hang out here longer, but it's a bit much on the hips. You can throw some blocks in or even stack some pillows up, sliding them into your outer glutes for that support. But we're just going to be here. Maybe take both hands on the belly. And let's take 3 slow breaths. Start to roll onto your side. After your 3rd breath, press yourself upright. Remove the block. Maybe you keep it up for your head. Maybe you slide your pillow under your side body here. You can bring your block under head, pillow under side body, And let yourself find a variation of fetal pose that works best for you. Maybe you keep a hand on the belly, let the eyes close, and we will find our Shavasana right here. We'll be in the Shavasana, breathing for just a few moments, just time to be in this moment, in this experience, to connect, to offer your body rest. Begin to deepen your breath here. With hand on belly, feel the body begin to reawaken here. Maybe you start to lift eyebrows, wiggle other fingers and toes. And take your time as you gently sway maybe a little bit forwards and backwards. And then whenever you feel a little more reawakened, start to press yourself up, taking your time here, maybe even grabbing the block from under your head and using that to press yourself up. Sitting up nice and tall. Take one hand to heart, one hand to belly, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart high, lift your chin high. With this connection to you, take a deep inhale, breathe in everything good for you. And as you exhale, let go of anything that is not necessary for you to carry. Let your heart fill with love, let your heart fill with light. Thank you.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You come to me.